What's up, guys? This is Blank Boy, and today we're going to be talking about how to type someone without using some bullshit method. And today I just want to talk about figuring out perception axes, figuring out whether someone uses NESI or whether they use SENI. And there's a lot of existing ways to type people, from online tests to whatever fancy schmancy typists are out on the internet or in your life these days. Um, and a lot of the questions that they end up asking a person are about aggregate behaviors, are about how they end up conducting their life, or some such thing. Or some of the questions, especially the online tests, are asking about dichotomies. They're asking about, do you prefer reading books or do you prefer going out and partying? And if you ask me, unless the thing that you're actually trying to measure is a cognitive function, you're not going to be measuring cognitive function, right? If you're trying to measure whether it's going to rain outside, you don't just look at the temperature, said otherwise. So I don't think that you're going to find someone's cognitive functions out if you're asking about dichotomies. I think you're going to find out someone's cognitive functions if you're looking directly for cognition. And I love this method so much because uh, when I discovered it, um, it was like, wow. And then when I kept trying it on a bunch of different people, I was like, oh my God, this holds up. This holds up. It's awesome. Um, so what you're going to do is the following. This is the method. During a casual conversation with someone, right after they change the subject, ask them, how did you get to the new subject? How did you get there? How did you arrive at this new place? And they're going to answer basically in one of two ways. There's a couple other answers they can give. They could say, I'm not actually changing the subject. They could say, oh, I'm changing it to something in the immediate environment, something around us right now. Or they could say, or around us right now, or in the near future, like you're going to a movie or something. Or they could change it to something that they've been dwelling on at length. And these first three, these are all inconclusive. You're going to have to try again. Anyone can do these three, but luckily, most of the time, it's not one of these three. Luckily, it's one of these latter two. They're going to either say, I know exactly how I got to this new subject, and here's how, or they're going to say, I have no idea how I got here. I don't know. And if they say, I know how I got to the new subject, that's NESI. You have just identified NESI. And they'll be able to walk you through it very clearly and vividly. They'll be able to say, oh yeah, you had asked me, or maybe we were talking about cookies, and then I thought about my grandma's cookies because, oh, she makes awesome cookies. And then that made, thinking about my grandma made me think about that she was just getting a new dog. And I remember, oh yeah, she's getting a new dog. And now I'm talking about dogs. So that sort of precise walk through a train of thought like that, that's any at work. That is precisely what any does. And you just watched it in action. How cool is that? And when they say, I don't know, I just brought this up. I don't really know why I started thinking of it. That's an I. And admittedly, we have to assume that they're telling you the truth, that they really don't know. So don't do this in a conversation where the other person has some motive for maybe concealing from you why they're changing the subject. Maybe you you asked about something that they're not comfortable with, and then they just changed it to something else frantically. Let's try not to bring about awkward situations. Let's refrain from trying this out in those situations. You can if you want, sure, go for it. um, but uh, I want you to try this out yourself, and see for yourself that wow, these people whose types I know, wow, all the NESI users are able to trace back precisely their literal jumping around to the new subject of conversation. All the NISE users really can't. They NI people talk about NI being mystical and strange, and unfortunately, when I'm talking about detecting NI, I'm talking about detecting someone lacking a piece of cognition. They're lacking the trace that they took to get to the new place. And so you can certainly criticize me for that. That's certainly valid grounds for criticism. Um, but I think that despite that, this is such a great method for typing, and this is also falsifiable. If you end up trying this out with someone who you have typed as some sort of SENI user, and they are able to trace back their cognitive little lateral jump around, um, I'm not really interested. This is a person in your life, not in my life. We can't really have a meaningful discussion about their type. Whatever, you and I would disagree on what their type is. But if you are able to do this to the same person twice, and they give you the other answer, then you have immediately, with a single sample, you have falsified my claim. Because I am claiming something that bold, that people will only answer one way or the other, one way to the exclusion of the other. 100%. There is no one who will answer this one way 99% of the time and the other way 1% of the time. Not when they're drunk, not when they're sober, not when they just woke up, not when they're really tired. This I have not been able to find anyone who can falsify this, who can do one sometimes and the other some other times. This, in my eyes, is an actual peek into someone's cognition. And this is actually demonstrating exclusivity of cognitive function axes, of the perception axes. And I just think it's so cool that we have this window into someone's cognition. I encourage you, try it out on other people, have someone try it out on you. I don't know. This works so unbelievably well. It's so cool. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you. Thanks for watching.